I think all of these ICOs are pretty much securities. I don't see any innovation in the ICO space. The only thing that is actually innovating coming out of the ICO and the altcoin space is the ability to solicit money from unqualified investors. And I don't see it ending well at all. That's how I see almost all of them. If you do have a company that has a track record, if you have a company that has revenue, I don't understand why you want to put your entire company and all your employees under regulatory danger, or why do you need all of this money?
To my mind, there's really no way. We've had since 1934 and 33 a framework that's been well built. You know, the SIPC, the SEC, FINRA, all these are well organized organizations. I agree we should not be reinventing the wheel. Regulation A, Regulation D, open solicitation, we do it without ICOs. To me, it's just another equity class. And any efforts to, you see, here's the problem that we have. The longer we resist classic regulation, the more jeopardy there's going to be for the ICO movement. We've got to go into, shall we say, the cattle chute. It is what it is, and actually comply, because that's how we're going to mainstream this. Until we do so, we're going to have a problem. Now, unfortunately, I'm not really familiar with Maria's proposal there, and so I'm very interested in the benefits there.
Yeah, so that was actually the first case, allegedly, of a group that has applied for the official regulation in full sense. So all the rest were trying to avoid it and get an exemption. Most of my Russian clients, or let's say Russian-speaking clients, really want to approach the American market, and they're very much afraid, and they're trying to extrapolate the SEC regulations to everything they do wherever they are based.
What I think we will do is to continue to use the Regulation D open solicitation, which allows us to go to any accredited investor, but they must be accredited, and then perhaps get to a crowdfunding, which is Regulation A, and that's probably the way to go. Now, as to the details, it is a major issue. Is how do we treat this very specifically? Is it a class of stock? I think it has to be treated as an equity class, but there's probably more regulation needed to clarify how this is
Let me jump to Mark Feldman here. Now, Mark, as an investor, what do you think? Now, if you recall what Tone just mentioned, that all ICOs are generally, unregulated securities, and there is no real value behind them. Would you agree?
The question is ICOs or the companies that issue ICOs. So I think that the question, what the SEC is trying to do right now is of course, put everything under its own regulation. And of course, it's great to watch from the side and think about what we do here in Russia. But at the same time, I think that there'll be a lot of mistakes made by that, because the whole idea, I think, of ICOs and potentially maybe doing it through crowdfunding is ability from anyone from anywhere in the world to be able to invest, make some investment in the future. And I think that cutting that ability goes against the idea of what the blockchain is and what the cryptocurrency is giving really more of a freedom to people. And I think that it is important more to regulate the actual companies, but not so much as investors. You can be 18 years old to walk into a casino and gamble, right? So why put a limit? And why put a limit to who can invest $1,000 or $1 million into an idea? What's important?
So I do agree with him. I mean, they do allow anyone who's 18 to walk into a casino, and casinos are the biggest hustle ever. If you've been to Las Vegas, I think it makes it clear that they don't really make that much money, or they do make decent money on entertainment, but gaming is what really pays for those billion-dollar casinos that they build. So there are some fundamentally legit arguments that I'm going to agree that there should be freedom, and that's the idea of the cryptocurrency and blockchain ideas. So I'm not going to go against that, but at the same time, I do believe there should be basically easy classification. So if your ICO, and like I said, this is my opinion, so let me know what you guys think. But I think that if your coin offering is a security, so you're raising money for a company, then it needs to, and this is, like I said, once again, this is only if you want to get money from people in the US. Obviously, if you go outside, the US should have nothing to do with it. But if you're dealing with US citizens and it's raising money for a company like a security, then that is, excuse me, that is a security and it needs to be regulated. Now, if your ICO is a commodity or a currency, then I don't think it should be considered a security. And if you want to, obviously anyone can create whatever currency they want. So if you do, or any ICO that they want. So if your ICO is not based on a company, you're actually not trying to raise money, you're trying to create a currency that stores value like Bitcoin, or it's a commodity, or however you want to classify it, then I do feel like that's where the SEC would be overstepping their reach, and it should be regulated in the US as a commodity. And there's other ways too. Like I said, the technology is changing. So if you don't want to be a security, you don't want to have security regulations, just make sure your ICO is not a security and make it clear in the ICO. So once again, great arguments on both sides. Me personally, I stay out of ICOs. I just like to invest with the established coins with large market caps, so I don't have to worry about these scams and stuff. In the future, if I have friends, family working on projects and I feel comfortable and I have good information and I really understand the project, I'll put my money in there. But for now, I'm staying away. I'm letting the regulators kind of figure it out. And I'm pretty happy investing in the top 10, top 20 coins. I mean, I'm not trying to make gazillions of dollars and I'm not trying to play casino. So let me know what you guys think about this. Very interesting debate. I will definitely be sharing more of this debate. And if you're looking for this video, I have it. It's on RT, and it's called Crypto Debate. So if you easily on YouTube just do Crypto Debate RT, you should be able to find the whole, I believe it's almost 30 minutes. So obviously I'm not going to cover all of it, but I do enjoy this, and we'll see what happens. Only time will tell. So thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.